I've got an interesting video for you guys. We're gonna go through some Zap Lalo as well as Sui Lalo attacks, and yeah, both of them are just a style of attack where your heroes have to independently work with no extra support pretty much. You just have a few spells and then you just have to follow with a Lalo after that. So we're just gonna go through some examples of attacks. We're gonna walk through some of the same bases. We're just gonna attack them with Zap Lalo and Sui Lalo both, and then I'm sure you guys can come to a decision which one it is that you feel you should pick up for yourselves. So let's just hop into some attacks and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and start with a lot of common styles of Legend League bases, and you can already see what I have for my seed choices. And very briefly, you can also just have a look at what I have on my pets and my equipments on my heroes. And this is pretty much a standard Zap Lalo army. It's just that I don't have a poison spell on this one. I am deliberately choosing to keep the skeleton spell to help my royal champion. So on these double invis style bases, right, usually you can go ahead and just zap like one of these invis towers just like this. And yeah, that's a lot of value that's gone. I could have just used 6 zaps over here, but here we are. So now the next step is, it's an interesting trick that you can use on these on the other invis. So you're just going to see it very shortly. I'm just gonna try to make sure that my king can go ahead and actually just trigger the invis tower and hopefully like walk right back in. Oh, my baby dragon actually got more value than I expected. That was a little unexpected. But it's fine, like the king will walk towards the bomb tower and he should be all good to go from there. So yeah, he'll just go ahead, grab the bomb tower, pop his ability, and yeah, he should turn he should turn right back towards that invis tower compartment, and we are good to go. So once again, remember the basics of Zap Lalo as well, right? We do not have to wait too long to start the actual Lalo component. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the rest of my balloons over here. Maybe I didn't even have to join my RC like this. So yeah, it's literally just a matter of preference, honestly. So just the blimp, a few headhunters, not that really like, yeah, I think, yeah, a few headhunters over here. Just pop the ability for the warden, and we'll just freeze that back end sweeper, why not? So now that we've got the hound traveling and the ability as well, we'll just have some follow-up balloons. RC has gone to core, that is very nice. We will give the skeleton spell to support my royal champion better as she goes in Wiz, because she has her hog puppet as well. And just look at this, like this ending is going to be super clean. Like I have still one more hound and like a couple of balloons. I have a haste spell, I have a freeze spell, I can just throw it all down, it doesn't even matter. This is absolutely crushed. And once again, it's a very fast style of attack, but you can see like it has a lot of power against these double invis style bases, because you can easily deal with one of the invis towers, and your king can also just, it's those invis towers don't even matter for this army because it's meant to have root riders just go around like really weird here and there everywhere. But with just a simple thing like this where you're only dedicating like one resource, it's usually very easy to have your heroes go back into the compartment and just go ahead and grab the value that you're looking for. And of course, it's a core town hall base, so we're just gonna go ahead and blimp it on this one. There's not really much to it. We took advantage of this void compartment to make sure that our balloons are just gonna keep going over here. And you'll also notice one more detail. I started my royal champion early, so she alone could go to the core with the Yeti blimp, and that's about it. That's the end of the attack. So very simple execution, very easy against these style of bases. If you're running into them very often, you can easily negate the invis towers and not have to deal with too much of disturbance to your attack, so as to say. So let's just do this again with Sui Lalo. Alright, we're here with Sui Lalo, and this time we don't have the zaps to remove the second invis tower area. However, we have a lot of spells to help ourselves this time. So you're gonna see me do something a little bit more unusual. I am deciding that I'm gonna actually sacrifice my royal champion a little early on this one. So I'm thinking like maybe this area the king, this area the queen. That's the same part, like that's the exact same thing that we did last time. But over here I'm going to be starting my royal champion. So let's just go ahead and think along those lines. And once again, it's the same starting. There's not too much that's going to be different over here. I have 2 baby dragons to funnel, which is something that I really like on this. And of course, you'll also notice I have 3 skeleton spells in this army to help protect my my heroes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like look at this. Now my king is gonna just walk right back out. I think I'm going to dedicate a free spell just to make sure that his ability doesn't pop too prematurely. And now is a good time. Now is a perfect time. I'm going to also join in with my royal champion because that king has just obliterated that entire compartment. And now look at this. I can use these skeleton spells like this to tank for my royal champion. And yeah, they're never ever going to be in any danger. Now I'm just going to wait for my king to go to Phoenix ability and I'm going to start my Lalo. So now that Phoenix should be tanking for the air defense a little bit, and I can actually go ahead and start my Lalo. And I also have a poison spell on this one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, just whatever value they get, I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna be very concerned. Just let them get whatever they can. And yeah, let's just get the hounds moving, the headhunters rolling, and just pop our warden ability early. 3 haste spells as well. Like, what more do you want? This is insane. This is already insane in terms of the amount of support that we have. Just rage up over there. That should be fine. The entire like monolith, the town hall, everything should just go pretty much immediately. And yeah, this is also a very cool thing that I want you guys to notice. These invis tower areas, right, they don't matter at all. You're going to see that very, very shortly. I'm just going to wait for the invis tower to pop, and these guys will just go right through it. And as the invis tower is wearing off, I'm just going to go ahead and clone right over here, place a haste spell, and that entire compartment is gone. I still have a lava hound left with a few balloons, and this is also pretty crushed. I have so many swag resources left over. You can tell, like, this is just insane. Both of them are very, very strong, but I can suggest like Zap Lalo if you are a beginner, because there's not too many resources for you to really manage. And yeah, it's just an easier beginning, so as to say. It's more beginner friendly. You just need to learn how to identify the correct zap target, but after you do that, focus on your Lalo deployment, and then I think you can maybe probably consider switching to Sui Lalo if you're running into bases like this pretty often, because those invis towers are really not a threat for you. You saw how overwhelming this finish was, and it was a pretty fast triple as well, despite of me commentating over it and not multitasking. So yeah, that's our first set of triples. Let's move on to some more bases for you guys. So the second base I'm going to try to show over here is this anti-2 style setup with a double poison, and we have sweepers protecting this very heavy area over here. So that's obviously going to be a pretty difficult base for any Lalo style attack, obviously, but we're going to go ahead and just use our zaps to make life easier for our heroes. So I think this is a good starting point, like just this cluster over here. You'll see I even just use like 6 zaps, not all of them. And we'll just start the funnel. So I'm just going to wait for my baby dragon to do its thing. There's no time pressure in this attack. It's very, very quick, both this and Sui Lalo. So just make sure that your funnels are correct. There's no reason to really sweat it. And yeah, let's just start the queen up top, king at the bottom, while the baby dragon also does its thing. Yeah, as soon as the queen clears that army camp, these guys should move in. The ice golem to follow up. And okay, I think I'll just give the skeleton spell over here, just because my queen will probably start taking damage otherwise. And yeah, I can throw in the giant as well, like this, for a visit tower. And yeah, that king should nicely just go ahead and wrap around into that X-bow over there. I will start my royal champion early as well. I can probably preserve my queen with her ability on this one. There's no reason for me to really wait. And you can see, like, this is working out very, very well. Once again, I'm just going to give it a moment. There's no reason for me to rush at all. Just deploy a few balloons over here. No reason for me to use most of my force. And now I will actually begin most of my force starting from the bottom of this base right over here, because this is where all the heavy damage is, right? So now we'll get our headhunters, our second hound, and pop that ability just like this. So yeah, the royal champion can easily go ahead and grab the scatter shot. I will use the rage a bit more to the bottom side like this. We managed to catch that hound in the warden ability. Let's just follow it up with some more balloons. And yeah, let's just freeze up that entire core, which is like really, really threatening for us. And let's just see what it is that we can do. Hopefully this finish should be relatively good. I think we have enough force to handle this. Our balloons are a little low on health, but I think we should be okay. Yeah, we have more than enough balloons in the area to help overwhelm this entire area. And not only that, our queen is literally still full health waiting at the top of the base. So no concerns over there. No concerns over there. We correctly identified the value on this base. Notice how I deployed only a few balloons over here to just give a little bit of support. But The most of the concentration was in this path that we had set for our Lalo. The blimp went and beautifully took care of the monolith in the core with the town hall, and of course the royal champion spawned our hogs to help for this back end area as well. So it's pretty simple once you easily identify the density of defenses. And yeah, over here we just took advantage of the fact that we don't really need to come in front of the sweeper. That's about it. So let's just do this with Sui Lalo, and you guys can choose for yourself and decide if resource management is tricky or if it's just powerful enough if you're able to handle resource management. So let's just hop into that. So, same base, but this time we've got Sui Lalo. And this time we don't have the spells to conveniently remove one of the dense areas in this base, so we're gonna have to depend on the raw power of our spells. And for this one, I thought of doing something different on the compared to the last one, and that is actually gonna. I'm just gonna go ahead and funnel the top over here, and we're gonna go and begin our assault from the top of the base itself over here. So yeah, I'm just gonna drive in from the top of the base over here. The log launcher is actually just to go ahead and break this wall so my king and queen themselves can go ahead and just grab the town hall all by themselves. So I'm just gonna go in and keep sprinkling these skeleton spells. I will save one of them for my royal champion. Yeah, that log launcher will definitely open up that core, and no issues over there, no issues over there at all. Log launcher is probably even going to break open this core town hall wall. Yeah, king and queen are going left. I will start my royal champion on the right side over here. Really not much to it otherwise. Yeah, I'm just going to pop my queen ability, make sure that these guys easily get the town hall down. Now it's just a matter of thinking, okay, where do I want to start my Lalo? My royal champion is going to nicely take over the entire right side, so I think I can start on the left side with my Lalo over here. It is a full send Sui Lalo, so I'm just going to let my royal champion do what she can probably do best over here. I'm going to freeze the poison tower and pop her haste vial and her hog puppet. Hopefully she can get most of that area down. Okay, yeah, she's got a good chunk. I'm happy with that. So let's just get our Lalo part of the attack going. And yeah, second hound. I don't really need to pop any headhunters in here, but I will just for the sake of the habit. And yeah, let's just get this moving. So yeah, that's already pretty solid. The frost hound has also done a wonderful job on the bottom of the base over here. I will clone these guys up because these guys are literally able to use the full advantage of just having the rage spell over there. I can't talk while I'm multitasking as much. You'll have to forgive me a little. But yeah, we're just going to keep hasting our balloons that are just stuck over there, and this is also absolutely crushed. So we just kind of waited to see how our resources would rotate around the rest of the base, and you can see the number of loons that we have left. It was a different entry compared to Zap Lalo, and that's just how you need to sometimes identify the base. Over here, I just felt like this is something that my heroes are capable of because the damage in this area was very light. As I was talking about during the Zap Lalo attack, most of the damage is located over here, even well protected by the sweepers. But if your heroes are unable to really cut through that, then why even go for it? In Zap Lalo, using the help of the spells, we were able to cut most of the entire left side of the base. But over here, we don't have the same capability. All we can do is protect our heroes with skeleton spells, and that's all we did. With the help of skeleton spells, we actually erased the entire top half if you think about it. The king and queen went off to the left side. With the help of the log launcher troops, we even got the town hall, and my queen continued to grab value over here, providing support for my royal champion to go ahead on the right side. And I think she even went and took the inferno that was waiting for us over here, and even pulled the poison tower, which is huge. So small things like this, like if your heroes are going to die anyway, you can just try to get small things like this to help you out, and trust me, your attacks just become that much stronger. We had a lot of spells to keep locking the core down, and we just brushed through that like it was nothing. So we'll do one more base for you guys of like the Zap Lalo versus Sui Lalo thing, and we'll call this one a wrap. Last base, I managed to dig out a box base that I had, which is also actually somewhat of an anti-root rider base, but with the overgrowth spell, sadly this base doesn't really mean too much. But that's fine, that's fine. We have a box base over here, and you can see most of the damage is concentrated in the core. So there is it's usually like pretty obvious like what you want to do with the zap spells on this one. But the seed choice is actually going to be an interesting one over here. I'm going to think of using the log launcher. I'm going to erase this entire area next to the rage tower. That's perfect. We got all that we could have possibly gotten. I will funnel my heroes like this. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to dedicate my queen onto this right side over here. So let's just get this second wall breaker before my king decides to move on. And let's line up the log launcher perfectly as well. Yeah, might as well drop the skeleton spell for my queen because she is a little flaky. Yeah, I can go ahead and pop my king ability over here. He will remove the enemy queen. No reason for me to really worry. And the log launcher is also doing a wonderful job. That's the entire core just demolished. Queen, royal champion, everybody is moving along very nicely. No concerns whatsoever. I can decide to either start the Lalo from my royal champion side or my queen side. It's really just a matter of preference. But I think I'm going to do it from the queen side because the royal champion has plenty of life left in her. And you can see like we're already just hitting the 50% mark. I'm going to go ahead and just rage up these balloons over here and quickly get the town hall down as well. That should be a nice, easy, clean, quick kill. And yeah, let's just pop this warden ability. Oops. Yeah, I think town hall should go down now. Royal champion has already taken care of the defenses on the back end. We can just haste through this entire area over here. And it's crushed. Like I can't even talk about it. It's barely like a minute and a half and the entire base has just gone. Royal champion with the hog puppet is more capable of just dishing out damage than she was at town hall 15 because now she has those new equipments and the hog puppet is a lifesaver when you're not going into too much of heavy damage. So she literally just went out and took out the entire flank. That's ridiculous. But yeah, just again like the seed choice over here was very interesting. We used our zaps to make the core light, and with the tanking of our king, we actually went ahead and removed this entire core, literally the entire core. And then of course our queen and royal champion just respectively took care of the left and right flanks. And honestly, this was the only little bit that was left for us to Lalo. Even if I didn't directly snipe the town hall like that, I could have just easily saved my warden ability up until then and just popped the rage to cover the entire town hall area. That would have just been amazing. So very simple attack when you have like these rage tower compartments. So over there, Zap Lalo is very convenient. Do keep track of that. So if you're running into rage tower bases like this very often, you guys know what to do. You can probably prefer Zap Lalo over Sui Lalo. That is my personal preference. But again, just take a call. It is all up to you. So let's just do the same base once again with Sui Lalo this time. Alright, Sui Lalo. The only tip I can probably give for this style of a base is just remember that you need to start each phase before the previous one ends. And that also actually goes for Zap Lalo, but it's a little bit more forgiving than this one because as I was saying, resource management is a little bit more difficult than Sui Lalo. So let's just get this one started. I'm probably thinking I can just use my heroes to get the town hall because there's literally nothing else that these guys can do, right? So let's just start these guys over here. And yeah, I'm also thinking I can probably just go ahead and probably begin my royal champion at the bottom like this over here. So yeah, these guys will just go ahead and get whatever value that they possibly can. That town hall should go down very, very soon. I'm not going to use my royal champion ability. There's no reason for me to. She is still pretty healthy. Yeah, let's just drop one more skeleton spell. I'm trying to get more balloons to go in this core area, so as to say. So yeah, you can see like this is going to work out very, very well if we can get those balloons to start moving towards the core. And that is about to happen. So I'm just going to go ahead, start hasting these guys, pop the warden ability, even like clone up, rage up, freeze the back-end defenses over here because that's the most logical thing to do. And yeah, just going to keep freezing those defenses like that. I think they're looking pretty good. Yeah, now we can just have our lava hound go for this last bit over here. And yeah, these balloons are going to easily encompass the entire core over there. So I'm not very concerned about that area. But you can see like this is also looking pretty smashed. It's just that enemy queen that's waiting for us at the bottom of the base over there. I tried to use a poison spell to slow her down just for a little bit so that my balloons can actually go ahead and grab all the defenses before it gets too late. And yeah, I really haven't started any cleanup honestly on this one yet. I was too busy just talking, but here we are, we've got it. Using our heroes, all we did was just set a funnel for our balloons to mostly target the score. And even if we don't have too much of force, you guys saw what I did. I had the clone spell. That's right, I had the clone spell, and I have more than enough spells to protect my balloons against the damage. So you guys saw it was very frantic resource management because I am literally trying to talk over it and explain it to you guys. But yeah, we just use our heroes, and in this case even our siege, like our heroes came in like this, our siege came in like this. We had our royal champion come in over here to clear this area of the base down, and that just gave a nice thin path for our balloons to go ahead towards the core like this. It took a bit of a sacrifice, but once you get, I think even like probably there were 8 or 9 balloons over there, with the help of the clone and the rage, we can just instantly demolish that entire core down. It's just nasty. We even have 3 haste spells in this army, so you can go ahead and just push your balloons very quickly into that area if needed under the warden ability. And then of course we still had, I think, like 1 hound and probably like 10 to 15 balloons, which we nicely sprinkled for this last bit that was waiting for us outside. And that's the end of it. That's the end of the video as well. So I hope you guys did enjoy this comparison, and I hope it gives you more insight into which Lalo version you should probably use in your Legend League attacks if you're considering a Sui Lalo style of attack. So yeah, that's about it from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.